What up, tribe? It's your Raji, and I would like to welcome you to my podcast, The House of Cush, where the evolved hustlers come to learn more about astrology, rootwork, conjure, tarot, culture, and a little bit of everything in between. Now, if you are new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. I appreciate you for coming through. And if you're an OG, thank you so much for continuing to support my content. Y'all don't forget to follow, like, share, and subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. You never know who it can help. Now, today I'm coming through to give you guys a brief on this full moon in Leo that's coming up tomorrow. No worries, I'm still going to do the first of the month reading and things of that nature, but I wanted to come in today and speak to you guys about this upcoming full moon. I'm not gonna hold you, it kind of snuck up on me a little bit, so it did, which is kind of ironic because again, this is the full moon in Leo, and obviously this is a sign that's ruled by the sun, so we're tapping into creativity, visibility, lots of courage and pleasure, and raw desires, raw emotions to be seen for who you truly are. So this is that first little tapping into the identity shift that we've definitely been talking about when it comes to the energy of like all the transits that are happening, because there's also a upcoming eclipse this month as well. So this is kind of like kickoff, like, are you ready to rumble? But first you need to be confident in yourself. First you need to know who you are. First you need to be accepting of, the role of what you want to do, because at the end of the day, you're the one that actually matters. I've been seeing quite a few insights on what it means to like step into your higher self, identity shift, quantum leap. And again, those are going to be major themes for this year. But again, you first have to shed who they told you you were and embrace who you know that you are, know that you deserve to be. But that's the extra, that's the evolved hustler talk, right? Which is what this is all about. Full moons are moments of culminations, and they definitely illuminate what's been building since the new moon about 2 weeks ago. So as you know, we worked through this process, and whatever you put down for that new moon in what was it, a new moon in Capricorn, you should be now seeing the fruits of that labor. That stuff should be starting to creep in. So, and that's only things that you've been actively pursuing, actively being, you know what I mean? You can't just write it down on a sheet of paper and just hope, wish, and pray. You actually have to become that thing. So now you're going to start to see the fruits of that labor. So whatever's been brewing under the surface around your confidence, your identity, your joy, your recognition, it's going to be very loud, and you're not going to be able to unsee it. Now, Leo energy, when you think of it, think beyond ego, think beyond actually just being pompous. They do get a bad little rap because, you know how it is. But I'm a Leo rising. Let me preface that before, because I want the Leos to be like, oh, what do you mean? I'm a Leo rising, but we do get a bad rap because people be thinking you be being cocky. They be thinking you're doing too much. So wherever Leo is in your chart, it's obvious, like people might be like, but Leo is actually about having the heart to be creative, having the heart to have authentic self-expression, childlike joy, and the courage to just take up space without apology. Now, when you get under this moon, you're asking to lead with the heart instead of fear, people pleasing, and don't be overthinking. I randomly had this quote, like in my Evolved Hustler ebook, you can, for the day, as you plan out your planetary hours, you can write a quote or an affirmation. And I was going in to write, and one of the affirmations was, fear is not of God. Now, I don't subscribe to traditional religion anymore. I will be honest about that. But that is a quote. Certain things that I was built under within the Baptist church and my upbringing, those quotes that my mom gave me, some of that shit still stick with me. So I rate that out. So I might not say fear is not of God, but fear is not of goddess, whatever. But take it where it resonates, whatever your flavor is. But fear is not of God. A God is not fearful. A god is not fearful. A goddess is not fearful, and that's what give very much Leo is giving, right? So under this moon again, after you've got done people pleasing and overthinking what your role in society is or who you're becoming, you need to ask yourself, where am I shrinking to stay safe? Where am I waiting for permission? Where am I craving applause instead of just honoring my own truth? I saw this post also where this lady was like, I don't care. She posted a meme. She's like, I don't care if I get 4 likes. I'm still pressure. You know what I'm saying? Somebody watching, somebody, you know what I'm saying? You're going to keep going. So that's like vibes for someone too. Like if you're just starting out on your journey and you just starting to boost your business, your creative endeavors, your content creation, you stepping into a new space, but also don't like negate from the fact that you actually were brave enough to do it. Some people not even brave enough to step off the porch. So that in itself deserves, accolade, right? Deserves, clap for your damn self is what I'm saying. That's what a Leo gonna do, okay? Now, we've got a Leo versus Aquarius in axis because the full moon is sitting right across from the Aquarius sun. So there's going to be a little bit of tension because the Leo is saying this is personal, this is my heart space, this is what I want. And Aquarius is somewhat saying think bigger, think collective, and you need to detach from the outcome. So, you may feel pulled between wanting to be seen versus wanting to stay neutral. But polarity is going to be your best friend this year. Pick a side and decide. Y'all know if you've been listening to me, I've been saying that. Now, expressing emotion is going to be a thing, or you're going to be wondering, like, should you be being more intellectual, keeping it cute, as we say, or are you focusing in on being authentic versus being digestible, being acceptable, right? The medicine, the cure for this is going to be let your heart speak. But don't abandon your integrity, right? You don't have to perform to belong. You build it, they will come. Now, energetic and emotional things are going to come through too. So this moon is going to bring more emotional honesty, even if it's not as comfortable as you want. A desire to be acknowledged. We're going to be focusing in on creative breakthroughs or creative frustration. Relationships are going to have turning points, and visibility triggers are going to be happening, especially when you think of social media, work, and leadership. Now, if emotions feel dramatic or especially intense, that's that Leo fire. Don't suppress it. Channel it into what you're creating, what you're trying to have, what you're doing. You need to be moving your body today, and you need to be creating something. Speak your truth. Show up as your authentic self. All right. Now, what you need to let go of, because we all know that's what full moons are about. You have a little spot, like I said, you got a sweet spot them first 3 days. So we spent, what is it, full moon tomorrow, so you had from Thursday, Friday, Saturday, today to kind of focus in on that attraction energy. And also the full moon doesn't peak, if I'm not mistaken, till like tomorrow evening around 5, right? Double check for your area though, because it will shift. And at this time today, you need to be cleaning out your house, your space, your creative space. Saturn, y'all know what we do on Saturdays. We clean up, we deal with the elevated ancestors, and we focus on wisdom. So what are you looking to attract versus what are you looking to release? Like, how does that impact? Now, I'm going to preface and say, you first need a goal. You need, where's the finish line, and you need to be crystal clear, no matter how scary it is, about what that finish line looks like for you. Okay, so this is a big, powerful moon, and it's going to help you release self-doubt, imposter syndrome, the fear of being judged, old roles that you've outgrown, and performing for love instead of actually being open to receive it. You do not need to prove your worth. You are absolutely already worthy, okay? You're already worthy. Point blank, period. Now, I'm going to give you guys a simple ritual before I pull for the collective to see what you could expect or what's going to happen for the full moon in Leo. Now, obviously, I love a good bath, but Leo is all about heart-led, heart space creativity. You can simply light a gold, orange, or red candle if you have it. And what you will do is you will place your hand over your heart and you will affirm out loud, I declare and I decree. I release the fear of being seen. I honor my truth and I allow my light to be witnessed. And then you need to step back and ask yourself, what does my heart really want right now? Honestly and truly, what do I want? I will never forget. And this is just like personal thing. I had a cousin, we could play cousin, Scooter. I had a play cousin Scooter, and he's an Aries. He was an Aries. He's an ancestor now, but Scooter, I never forget, right? Like, it's like I knew where I belonged. I knew what I wanted. I knew what I was worthy of having. And he and I were discussing the possibility of an area that I wanted to live in. And a lot of my family, a lot of the people around me were being somewhat negative and fearful about the cost of living. And, everybody's main focus was, well, that's a little bit much, or that's a little too, I've always been called bourgeois. It's in me, not on me. Trust me on that. Because I do know how to be frugal and save. I have Virgo and Capricorn in all the right places. But what I like, and I'm attracted to nice things. Like, and I say nice, like things of quality. It doesn't have to be just a dollar amount. But anyway, so me and Scooter, we having this conversation, and Scooter goes, I'm telling him about like what they saying, because I'm getting ready to move. I'm getting ready to move out of my uncle's home, and I'm trying to figure out like, okay, where the fuck do I want to go? Like, people telling me that I should do something, whatever. So he's been in the A for a bit. We from the same place, but he's been in the A for a bit. So he might be cousin. He can give me advice. And the best advice I would never get, he was like, Raji, you got to do what you want to do. You can't be like focused in on what somebody else telling you, or what their barometer. He didn't say it exactly like that, because you're not saying. Shout out to Scooter, man. But he was just like, if I could put it plain, part of my friends say like, fuck you worried about what they ain't got to live there. Basically, that's how he put it down to me, They ain't got to live there. They ain't got to deal with it. You the one got to live there. You the one got to, you know what I'm saying? So whatever you choose, let it be something that you want to do. Let it be something you're comfortable with. And don't just base all your decisions off like a dollar amount or some sort of like poverty conscious type of vibe. And he said it to me. A lot of shit Scooter says to me stuck with me. But that in particular stuck with me. And him being an Aries, masculine energy. I was like, okay, I have to be around confident people. He's very confident. But yeah, so I'm putting it out there. Like, what do you want? You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck the bullshit. If you're consistently telling yourself that you don't deserve this, or you have poverty conscious, then what you think gonna happen? And it's going to be a lot of energy this year around like not settling and not going for the okie, because obviously, and I would discuss something else, but I don't know, I want to that's a touchy subject right now for a lot of people. Save yourself is what I'm gonna say before I even delve into that on terms of culture talk. If I could say anything, I would say save yourself. Do what you want to do. The universe, the spirits, they are dual in nature. They don't respond to morality like you think they do. That's some bullshit that we've been fed to keep you from ascending and standing in line. That's not saying you're supposed to be bad or good, but when it comes to life, it is not about morality. When it comes to you manifesting, it's not about morality, okay? The universe does not have a moral compass. You reap what you sow. Now, what energy you put out, if you ain't did what you need to do, it's coming back. But on the scale of you like trying to manifest and call in and pray and affirm for what you want, it responds to who you are as far as how you show up. So if you, that's not a morality compass. It's just about what is, you know. So I won't get into my thoughts on the code. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna get at a minute. I'll touch back down because, like I said, that's a sensitive topic. It's a sensitive topic. It's a real topic. With our girl. Well, she's on the fence. So yeah, let me simmer on that before I touch on that, really. But yeah, this full moon is really just an invitation to stop hiding, stop waiting, and stop playing small. You don't need to be louder. You just need to be truer. True. Like, let your heart lead and let your creativity breathe through. You yourself are shining and you don't need to apologize for that shit. So, yeah. Let's pull a few cards before I dip. I'll pull a few cards for you guys. All right, spirits, thank you so much for opening the roads and allowing me to stand here and transmute this message on behalf of the tribe. Thank you so much for covering and protecting us as we go on this journey. And thank you so much for the gift. You know I don't abuse the gift. I honor it. I appreciate it. I love it. I respect it. What guidance do you have for the tribe when it comes to the full moon and prepping? What do y'all have for us today? Yeah, I'll never forget that. Scooter was like, move where the fuck you want to move. If you want to stay in Johns Creek, if you want to stay in Sandy Springs, if you want to stay here, make a way to do that shit. Don't let nobody detour you. And hey, you somewhere staying, you got to pay the rent. You got to pay the light bill. You staying somewhere you don't even want to fucking be. How that work? Facts. Fendi facts. Got to get out of that mindset for real. Anyway, let's see. Yeah, there's a lack of confidence in the past. We got the Strength card in reverse. That has been slowing down your manifestations and your goals. Daughter of Coins in reverse. And it could have to do with relationships and partnerships, decisions you made in partners, as well as the decisions and the onlooking of your elders or your family could also be a thing. Yeah, so 6 of Coins in reverse. The need to be scared to gamble. It's a risky business, right? People you were in a relationship with, maybe you are now afraid to gamble on making those decisions. Overall, it's just slowing you down. It's stopping you from really approaching some shit from a clear, creative space with the Daughter of Baskets. Tell me about the Strength in reverse. Yeah, anybody who talks against your confidence, you need to release them. 3 of Baskets in reverse. And these are people from your family. This is toxic family, toxic living. 10 of Baskets in reverse, toxic community. People you done been friends with. 2 of Baskets in reverse. Yeah, it's time for you to move on. This is how you recover from that. It's all baskets, y'all. So your confidence right now, guys, what Spirit is telling me, things that you kind of feel weak about or unconfident about from the past, is directly linked to your feelings, your emotions, and your personal relationships. So we got a 5 of Baskets in the upright, telling me, you need to release that. You need to move on. You'll recover from these disasters, but first you got to make that significant change. Tell me about the Daughter of Coins in reverse. So now you got a situation where maybe you didn't kind of accomplish a goal, or you feel like that weakness was having you not accomplish a goal, but you will be making progress. You just got to put one foot in front of the other. Maybe you're delaying making a decision because you don't feel like you'll be financially protected. And you won't be able to sustain, because I got the 3 of Sticks in the reverse to the 9 of Coins to the Ace of Coins. But this is all rooted in fear. Daughter of Sticks in reverse. So again, there's that Leo energy. Spirit loud. Spirit very loud. You need to be confident that you are going to be blessed. You need to be confident that you have something to offer. the Sun card and the Strength card, because right now your confidence is in knowing that you are blessed and how favor is really what's going to carry you through this time. You know, the audacity. If you ain't got shit else, baby, you better have the audacity this week. Okay. Now, a relationship, you know, relationships and these people that you are judging you or deciding or think they make decisions for you, those things, you know, you can't change those people. You have to detach, Capricorn. Okay, detach, because there's some sort of misfortune there. There's some sort of poverty conscious there, and it's causing a lot of heartbreak. You may be grieving, or these people just simply might be bitter as fuck. So they trying to tell you things based on their life, right? Their perception, their experiences. Now, yes, this is not to say you supposed to be cocky as hell and not listen, but you got to learn when to eat the meat and spit out the bones. Point blank. Tell me about the Six of Coins in reverse. So maybe you were risking taking a gamble, maybe again not feeling like you be supported or you be able to I'm telling you, your money is directly linked to your feelings, your emotions, and your ability to say fuck it, we ball. Okay, with a plan, because I don't want y'all out here like I'm just doing something. No, we gonna plan. But we also not going, you know, if you conspire with the universe, God, your guys and your deities, and you putting one foot in front of the other every single fucking day, it literally has no other choice but to conspire in your favor, because you're showing up in the 3D as whatever it is that you say you want. You said you want something, so you gonna get it. Whether it take time or not is not the point. The point is you gonna get it, or you gonna make a way out of no way. You know, so that goes to say for everything. So you may not want to take a risk here because you didn't feel like you were being lucky or you had the foundation. But Spirit wants you to know that help is on the way. Your loads are going to be lifted. 10 of sticks in the upright. Now, let's get on this Daughter of Baskets in reverse. So the Lulu for Shushu, you got to be loyal to yourself first and foremost. So like a lady gave a very good point when she said she gave a very good analogy. She talked about saving yourself when how you're on a plane, right? And they tell you if it starts to have turbulence and go down or whatever, and the mask drop, you're supposed to put the mask on yourself first. Even if you have a child sitting next to you, you supposed to put the mask on yourself, because you can't save nobody else if you not trying to save yourself. And that's even the people closest to you. So you had a lack of loyalty to self, okay? And this is why things have not shifted in terms of your plans and your manifestations. Refusing to change the idea of it all. This is rooted in your family lineage. So that's where you need to be healing. And like they said, manifestation. Oh, she had a good point. I was like, okay. Affirming. Manifestation is really rooted in shadow work and identity shifting work. Before you can manifest anything, you really got to be real ass confident. You got to be sure. And you gotta act, you gotta move as if you already got it, as if you already that person. Okay? So this is a family thing. And you won't change it by being delusional. You won't change it by resisting and moving out of emotion and not changing your plans, kind of staying rooted in that same rhetoric of what the people before you tried to map out. Like, you came along in this lifetime to be different for a reason. 911 on the timestamp. Okay? You came along in this timeline to be different for a reason. All right? So that's what that is. 10 of Pentacles. Yeah. You can be stable. You can build. But if you don't change your mind and stop moving out of emotion, you're going to be... The cycle will repeat. If you don't change, the cycle will repeat. Yeah. So choose yourself. When you move outwardly, you need to be making wise emotional decisions. Okay? Wise emotional. These people are bitter. They're bitter they couldn't change your mind. They're bitter they couldn't change your fortune. Somebody's under judgment. A Sagittarius, maybe. Somebody's under judgment, not doing things fairly. Somebody's running out of options. They're losing because they no longer have control over your actions. That's Sagittarius. You moving on independently. This person don't have control over you no more, so they crashing out. Yeah. Page of Wands to the Knight of Wands. You're not afraid. You're not afraid. Now, there is a blind spot here. 2 weeks. There's a blind spot. If there is a blind spot that you need to be studying or acknowledging, Queen of Swords. This person, somebody don't want you to know that they're upset or that they're sick. And this is why they're making these decisions so quickly to sacrifice you. They're trying to guide you away from a King of Cups. But this is, again, nothing you should be heavily in your head about, because the information is going to be revealed to you, what you need to do when you need to do it, possibly in a dream. 10 of Pentacles. It's all good. You have your way because you say so. And on top of that, even when you don't get your way, you still get your way. Y'all feel me? Truth. Ace of Swords. I know that's right. Stop playing with spirit. Overall, somebody's definitely in regret, or maybe you could be in regret because you feel like you've lost certain things. But if you look at the 5 of Cups, you'll see that it's 3 cups that are being spilled over, but it's 2 cups behind this person. It's 2 cups that's behind this person. There's a flowing river. There's a stable bridge. There's even a yellow home across the river. And this person, maybe there's a loss, but you still have the ability to manifest. Yeah, somebody's regretting something. Empress in reverse, Aries. Yeah, regretting some sort of loss. Regretting, but this is like materialistic shit. Like things that can be replaced, with time, with effort. You regretting like materialistic shit. Yeah, so this isn't a fight that you need to be having with yourself. Yeah. Because it's enough going on in the physical realm. So it's nothing that you need to be fighting with over yourself, There's an avoidance here of betrayal. You've avoided a betrayal. Yeah, what they said, rejection is God's protection. You avoided a betrayal of someone. A Hierophant in reverse, Taurus here. You avoided a betrayal. You actually get the winning ticket. Even if you feel like you didn't, you did. This might not have been a part of your initial plan. You may not have planned for it to go like this. But at the end of the day, you still won. You get what you want, period. Even when you don't. And I need that to simmer in your spirit. Let that sizzle in your spirit, okay? Like some goddamn turkey wings in a crock pot waiting for Sunday, okay? You know. Let that still, okay, let's see what the Oracle got to say. Yeah, in the past, there was a lot of fear. You were rooted in fear. But you need to be strong, baby. Strength. Yes. And first of all, you can do this on your own. You don't need to collaborate with a whole bunch of people. Especially people that don't have confidence. Yeah. So maybe you need to rest. Maybe you need to be in a little bit hibernation while you build your identity, Batman. Period. Secret. Yeah, it's a lot of shit. You need to keep a secret. Keep it above. As above, so below. Stillness here. Yeah, whatever you doing behind the scenes, it's not your duty to share every fucking thing with everybody. Be real, be true, but it's not your duty to let everybody know what the hell you got going on. Yeah, because people would try to play on your top. Period. People try to play on your blessings. So don't be consumed, by not following your instincts. Consumed into taking some sort of weird ass deal with people, and you ain't even got to deal with these motherfuckers. You just need to start telling folks your business. Okay, thank you. Never let your right hand know what your left hand doing. I've been told that since I was a young girl. And sometimes I get a little angry and I start that Aries Mercury, I start mouthing off. But the closer, I'm not going to hold you, the closer I've gotten to 40, I'm like, it's a lot less I choose to say. Like, I definitely have evolved. So over time, you'll get over explaining yourself and trying to prove shit, and like, you'll get to a point eventually. It comes with lessons and blessings and things of that nature, though. So that's my word, y'all, and I'm sticking to it. I hope y'all enjoyed this, and I pray this helps somebody out. If you would like to get further insight and rituals for today, as well as insight for the month ahead in detail, check out my Patreon. I will be posting rituals that you guys can either purchase separately, or you can join the tribe and have access to those every single month and whenever I post. Now, I also want to let you guys know that I do have a spiritual warfare Conjure oil bundle. It is for sale, pre-order sale until Monday for $100. Now, after Monday, it will go up to $125, and you can also choose the option of $150 to have the DIY ritual included. This will be a PDF ritual, so you can download it and put it in your own digital grimoire, okay? So what does it consist of? We've got a cloaking oil, we've got firewall of protection, we've got banishing, and we've got road runner oil, and we've got I'm missing one. No. Okay. Oh, and protection. So we've got, the fifth element, transmutation. So we got banishing, transmutation, protection, cloaking, and road opening oils. And these things are going to be like, I don't mean to brag, shameless plug, but my oils, they hit like hood cracking 80s. Okay, thank you. And again, we have that pricing tier for you guys. So, if you are a newbie or you just want structural ritual guidance, you can get the $150 bundle with the DIY ritual instructions included, okay? So, yeah, that link is up. If you are part of the tribe, you got that information before everybody else. But, yeah, check me out. Thank y'all for supporting me. And my books are open for forecasts and readings for the month of February. Yeah, and that's all I got, y'all. I appreciate you. Thank you kindly. We will most definitely chit chat soon, okay? All right, y'all. Have a good day. Love you, mean it. Bye.